Not everyone took to his words or his rhetoric. You know, at times they were offensive to specific communities. But with that said, this is not the time to focus on that. We are focused on this tragedy. Speaking of this tragedy, is this a moment for your party to reflect on political violence? Is it a moment for us to think about the responsibility of our political leaders and their voices and what it does to the masses as they get lost in misinformation or disinformation that turns in and spills into political violence?
I say both parties, you know.
Now, I'm not exactly sure if karma exists, but consequences sure do. Now, everybody remembers this guy. He celebrated right after the passing of Charlie Kirk. Literally seconds after the camera pans to this guy here, right after Charlie Kirk was shot, and he's celebrating. Well, he got fired. This guy right here has been fired from his job. And he's not the only one. There are a ton of people that have lost their jobs today all over the United States for putting up such crazy rhetoric and saying some of the most outlandish things on their social media pages, like they can't get fired for it. But lo and behold, it's happening all over the place. Would you want somebody crazy like that working for you that's celebrating the death of another person? Probably not if you're a regular, sane human being. Now, rhetoric is the reason that we're probably here in the first place. Let's get into it.
Fired from my fucking job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my fucking job. I was just fired from my fucking job. Now I have nothing but this. I have nothing but this website. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing anymore.
People don't have any intention of saying something that's going to lead to something dangerous, but we cannot take responsibility for the minds that are out there and how they hear it.
Let me ask you tonight, do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
This is what kicking the shit out of fascism looks like.
Try to prevent the spread of the lawlessness and the fascist chaos that's been unleashed against us.
So when we say Donald Trump is a fascist, fascism, a huge component of fascism, is uniting racism, bigotry, a form of racist nationalism.
We are now living in a fascist dictatorship.
We are worried about potential rise of fascism in this country. We're worried about our democracy falling to an authoritarian and potentially fascist form of government.
Not only to roll over to Donald Trump's will, but to roll over our democracy and allow him to take over this country as a fascist dictator.
When fascism isn't just coming, it's already here.
The former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Mark Milley, said, "No one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core."
Everyone always says, but it's both sides. There's bad rhetoric on both sides. That might be true, but the majority of the terrible, evil, hatred rhetoric is coming from the left. I would say it's a huge difference, 98% versus 2%. You might have a few people that might be a little bit racist on the right, or a little bit, prejudice or whatever here and there, but nothing compared to what's going on the left. But wait, there's more.
You know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
You got to be ready to throw a punch. You have to be ready to throw a punch.
Donald Trump, I think you need to go back and punch him in the face.
That I thought he should have punched him in the face.
I feel like punching him.
I'd like to take him behind the gym if I were in high school.
If we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
No, I wish we were in high school. I could take him behind the gym.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
Take him out now.
Okay. When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
Please, get up in the face of some Congress people.
People will do what they do.
I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price.
We're going to go in there, we're going to impeach the
Well, this is just a warning to you Trumpers. Be careful. Walk lightly. And for those of you who are soldiers, make them pay.
If you had to be stuck in an elevator with either President Trump, Mike Pence, or Jeff Sessions, who would it be? Does one of us have to come out alive?
And not even a day or two after the passing of Charlie Kirk, the negative rhetoric continues on pages like the I've Had It podcast, saying the Charlie Kirk shooter was MAGA when his own parents came out and said that he was the only leftist in the family. And they went on for over 10 minutes saying that this person was MAGA. Absolutely unbelievable. Do any of you remember this guy? Yes, the Secret Servant agent that said that Charlie Kirk deserved to lose his life. Well, guess what? He's been fired today as well. So apparently this gentleman is going around and doxing people, getting people fired from their jobs. I think it's kind of crazy, but I want to know from you guys if you agree with this or not. Check it out.
We have sent out over 300 emails to employers, and we have gotten now 15 confirmed fires. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Gabrielle from Illinois, you're fired. Lincoln from Utah, you're fired. Amanda, another Amanda from Wyoming, you've been terminated. Suck it. Shasta from Washington State, your ass is fired. And Curtis, again from Texas. What the hell, Texans? What the fuck? Curtis from Texas, you've also been terminated. You're welcome. Now, truth being told, I've probably lost about 50,000 followers throughout all social medias while I'm doing this, but I would rather have every single one of my accounts hit 0 before I give in to these people. So if you want to try and affect me or affect my income by unfollowing me, I don't care. I would much rather go back to a 9-to-5 job than let this kind of shit slide. And I know for a fact that over half of this country agrees with what I'm doing. So hopefully they start finding me pretty soon. So go ahead and do your whole mass unfollowing and everything like that, because again, I would rather see all my accounts hit 0 than letting you guys try and bully me into not doing this anymore. And if you agree with what I'm doing, please hit that follow.
Now this is a pretty creepy picture. This is the shooter, Tyler Robinson, when he first got his first computer. And it's just really interesting to see the dark path that people can take when getting access to the internet, especially at a young age. His parents should have definitely been monitoring the things that he was watching from the jump. Now, obviously, once you turn to an adult, that's all on you. And you go to these college campuses and can easily get indoctrinated. But very creepy to see that he, started as a regular kid, and looking on that computer, it can go one of two ways. So you definitely have to monitor your children. And man, it's just crazy to see that somebody can go from completely normal to becoming someone that assassinates people. It's absolutely crazy. Now, I wanted to add this part in here because there's so many people that are going around using negative rhetoric saying that Charlie Kirk was racist and that he didn't like black people, when that couldn't be farther from the truth. Now, you see him pictured with other black conservatives such as Officer Tatum and some others that I can't exactly name in this photo. But Charlie Kirk was almost best friends with Candace Owens. They're very close friends. And if you actually didn't like somebody because of the color of their skin, you wouldn't even take the time to get to know somebody. It wouldn't make sense to even have friends of that color if you actually didn't like people of that race. It absolutely makes no sense. Charlie Kirk went and said positive things, and he told people the truth, whether it hurt or not. But he came with statistics, he came with facts, and he made people really sit back and think, hey, maybe I'm just falling into the BS and falling into these fake things that the news and all these people are telling me. And maybe I do need to look in the mirror and hold myself and others accountable. It's exactly what Charlie Kirk did with the black community, and he absolutely is not racist. Now, check this out here. From Annette Albright, she is a conservative influencer, and she said Charlie Kirk was never racist, homophobic, or any of the vile labels thrown at him by the left, liberals, certain black leaders, or anyone who opposed his movement. He used common sense and logic to push people to look inward and examine their lives, not just superficially, but deeply, while rejecting the victim mentality that has been forced onto generations of Black Americans. Charlie was impactful, and his movement was growing. He became a threat to the power structure that has long weaponized the word racism and emotionally manipulated the Black people into compliance. That tactic no longer worked against the masses. They may have stopped Charlie's physical body, but the movement he ignited will continue to run its course. We are never going back. Now, I can agree with Miss Albright 100%. I truly believe that Charlie Kirk was not racist at all. He was just telling it like it is. And there obviously are big problems to fix in America with the Black community. We have Chicago and all these huge states that need help to get crime cleaned up. And we need some good examples. I could go on for days about this. But Charlie was a good guy. And I can tell you that a lot of these people, especially the Black people that were saying so many negative things, saying that he was a racist, didn't actually watch Charlie Kirk's videos. They might have watched a snippet here and there. They might have caught a clip on their Instagram feed, or a friend might have shared one thing. And then they put that into the context to put him in a box of racist people. But if you actually watch Charlie Kirk's videos, like I did, I sat and watched hundreds of Charlie Kirk's videos, talking with all of those different students, Black, white, gay, straight, all the different races, everything. And I honestly do not believe he was racist at all. He was having good conversation with people. And it just goes to show you that people that say all of these things didn't actually watch him at all. They just found one little clip so they can add it into their bucket so they can blame another person for their shortcomings. It's the typical thing that happens with liberals all of the time. Let's blame everybody else for the things that we didn't accomplish. Sad to see. Sad to see. You guys drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts down below. You're watching the Unexplained Outlook, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.